because there's a lot of certain football fans are going to be controversial here, going to not like this statement, but you can see a lot of when you're watching the last nights, you could see a lot of similarities. I find a lot of similarities between that period of Chicago Bulls basketball where they've won the 6 titles and stuff.
And
I'm
United
trying
as well.
to kind of talk about the Bulls without doing too many spoilers for you, but you kind of already knew they won 6 titles, didn't you?
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
Cool. And like between the United period of the 90s, where
before Fergie took over.
You know what it is? No. What it is I'm about to do another little. You knew that Jordan played something else other than basketball.
Yeah, of course he did. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm not going to spoil that for you.
Yeah, I know.
So if you look at, it's funny how it all kind of nearly lines up. You look at the, I see some similarities between Jordan and Cantona. It's like we were a great side, but Cantona was the final piece of the puzzle. Cantona, and I'm going to quote a fantastic United podcaster called Stephen Howson here. He summed it up brilliantly because he said this statement and I was like, wow. And what he said was football was like something that was really good in black and white, and Cantona added colour.
I love that. I've heard it before.
Like, whoa, because Cantona's a legend. And then if you look at the fact that, you know, I'm a firm believer we would have won the Premiership if that year if he hadn't kung fu kicked the geezer, which he deserved it. Controversial opinion, but he did.
No, he did. No racism at all. Kick it out, definitely.
And you know, you look at the Bulls when Jordan goes to play basketball, they don't win the championship. When he comes back, he wins the championship. And you know, they've had one of the best basketball coaches of all time, if not the best basketball coach of all time, in Phil Jackson. And then there's a similarity there between him and Sir Alex Ferguson. And it's like, I think that's one of the many reasons why that documentary appealed to me, because I saw you can see similarities outside of the sport of basketball. I'm a fan of basketball, but there's so many people that are watching it who are not mega fans of basketball that are falling in love with that documentary because they're sports fans and they can see similarities between the dynasties that they kind of support in the Chicago Bulls. And that's why it's just such a fascinating watch. And you're going to love it. You're going to love it.
I never thought of it that way. Like you said about how similar they were in terms of the player, the coach, the team itself, because I remember when, even before Cantona, when Fergie took over, obviously in the 50s when United were dominant and the horrific, obviously, plane crash happened in the 50s to Munich.
1958.
And they had that, rest in peace, man, definitely. And that whole rebuild afterwards had years of obviously rebuild and then the success that had to wait for years.
Sorry, just wanted to, you mentioned the Munich air disaster. I've got to give a shout out, or I don't know if shout out is a bit of an undermining term. I've just got to give a respectful mention to a legend that sometimes is overlooked when looking at the Munich air disaster, and that's the legend of Harry Gregg, who was our goalkeeper at the time and saved a pregnant woman from the crash and also saved a couple of players from the burning crash.
Wow, did he?
Overlooked. He's not mentioned enough. I feel, to be honest, I feel he should have a statue outside Old Trafford. I know you've got the Trinity that is deserved statue. You've got the obvious deserved statue of Sir Alex Ferguson, but he deserves a statue as well. I honestly believe that.
Wow, I did not know that.
Away now, but yeah,
Harry Gregg was his name?
Yeah, he was an Irish guy.
Wow, rest in peace, man. I did not know that. See, that's a real hero.
Yeah,
that's all right. I just didn't see. I love hearing these different facts that people don't always know about, and for me, that shows what a real hero is. Because I remember, kind of going off track now. There's a wrestler who recently passed away this week, who was in he got caught in an ocean, where it was in the sea where the water was going really rough, and he said,
Who was it?
Do you remember this tag team called the Crime Time in WWE?
Rings a bell. That's
I haven't watched wrestling in years now, but there was a tag team called Crime Time in wrestling, and one of them unfortunately passed away this week because I think him and his son got caught in a sea accident, and he said to the lifeguards, just save my son, please. That was the last thing he said. He said, save my son. And they saved his son, but they couldn't find him until recently. And it's so sad. So for people like that deserve it, they deserve the utmost respect and for their stories to be told, because that shows what real heroes are. Is people that go out of their way to save other people. And like you said about Harry Gregg, I didn't know that personally, and I thought he deserved a statue outside Old Trafford.